Hey guys, Noobivore73 here. Welcome to the Minecraft Laboratories. This is the first of a tutorial series I'm going to be working on using the Skyblock Showdown world. As you can see, I've created a laboratory to test certain things and do some lessons on them. Now, today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to do the mob grinder. Now, unfortunately, the first section of this video was previously recorded, and the audio on that was unfortunately completely corrupted. So I'm going to go ahead and narrate. Now, as you can see, we're creating a mob grinder similar to the one I used in my original Skyblock series, and I've gone ahead and created the drop zone off camera. Now, it's very, very important to have the drop zone set up before you begin the actual spawning area so that you have a place for the mobs to drop once they do start spawning. If you do the spawning area first, you run the risk of having mobs falling on your head while you're trying to set up the drop zone. Now, this drop zone is 30 blocks high, which is well over the specific requirement for making the drop lethal. Um, so pretty much everything that falls through that hole is going to die, with the possible exception of spiders sometimes, because they can catch the sides of the drop zone on the way down. And unfortunately, there's not a whole lot you can do about that, but they're easy to kill because they do still take damage, just not quite as much. Now, once you have the drop zone completed, you have to come to the top of it and begin creating the actual spawning area. Now, the the item that you're going to be using is water. And as you know, in Minecraft, water will move 8 blocks before stopping. So you have to make sure that you're going exactly 9 blocks away from the edge of the hole, and that's 8 blocks for the water, and then 1 block at the end to cap it. So what I'm doing now is I'm just creating the 9 blocks, including the one at the edge, and we're going to continue that all the way around. And of course, unfortunately, this is in creative mode, so um, I'm destroying as many blocks as I am placing sometimes. Once we have the 9 blocks, including the end caps on each side, then we can, just to illustrate. Let's see. And I am counting these out very carefully, because if you use the wrong measurements and don't realize it until you've created the rest of the mob grinder, you're going to have a lot of revision on your hands. Now, obviously, with this being creative mode, number one, I'm able to fly, which makes it a lot easier. And number two, I have an infinite amount of cobblestone, so it's easy to just not have to worry about where the cobblestone is coming from as I'm making it. But if you're using this design for a skyblock situation, or even just your regular world, you have to actually come up with the materials that you're going to build this out of. So it's always better to make sure that you're measuring correctly the first time, so you don't have to revise and possibly have, difficulty coming up with the materials. So once we have the channel built, I'm going to go ahead and place the water down. And as you can see, it moves exactly to the edge and then stops. Now, it's very important that it moves all the way to the edge and not over. If there's too many spots, and here I am demonstrating the effect of the water, it pushes the mobs directly to the end and then into the hole. If the water does not move all the way to the edge, then there's going to be a space for the mobs to stop and possibly go a different direction. If the water moves too far and actually spills over the side, then the mobs can actually use that to go down to the bottom of the drop zone in safety. So it will actually completely nullify what you're trying to do. So once you have the 4 arms, which are the main channels built, then you can begin filling the rest in. And that's what I'm doing right here. Now, the basic design, or the basic shape of this, is going to be in a square, but it's the internal structure that really makes this particular design quite successful. Now, as you can see, I'm bringing the cobblestone out on all the sides. And again, this is much easier to do in creative mode. This can be a bit nerve-wracking if you're in survival, especially if you're in like a skyblock where any fall could be game ending. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish the basic structure, and then we're going to come back and show what to do next. Alright guys, so yeah, I did miscalculate on the sides of the main channels. It's actually 4 blocks from the edge, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's going to be on sides, which is going to leave the pattern basically like this, and it should be a fairly regular pattern. So let's go ahead and put the water down and see if it works. So we're going to put water, water, and I always put water in the main channels first, because Minecraft water can sometimes do funny things if allowed to move in weird ways. And then just 1 in each of these 4 corners. And there you go. The water on all sides flows directly to the center. You can tell by the motion of the current. It's going to flow to the center no matter where the mob lands in the water. And it's going to be pushed immediately to the middle where it's going to fall to its death. Now, once you have this area complete, and it's important to have these flat surfaces right here, because these are where the mobs will actually spawn, because normal Minecraft rules say that mobs cannot spawn in water. So you have to have an area for the mobs to spawn so that they can fall into the water. Now, once you have this platform done, what you're going to do is you're going to surround it on all sides by a 2-high wall. Now, it's important that you do a 2-high wall and not a 3-high wall, because since we now have Endermen in the game, you have to be really careful not to make it possible for Endermen to spawn, because if Endermen spawn in here, it's quite possible they will pick up a block that's going to cause the mobs to fall in another area, or that it's possible they could pick up a block and then put it down on top of the one of the water source blocks, which would stop the water from flowing. And at that point, basically, you're going to have to go back up and do repair work on this thing at 30 blocks above the surface. So it's not something you want to have to worry about. So always go too high on the sides, and then you're going to cover it with a ceiling. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that, and I'll come back and we'll see the finished product. Alright, so as you can see, we have this whole construct finished now. We've got the area completely closed off. Now, I've got my gamma turned up all the way, so hopefully you can see that even though there's no torches inside, I mean, this is low enough level to where monsters will spawn in here no matter what. They're not spawning right now because I'm inside here, and I'm well within the boundary to prevent it. But once I head down to the bottom via the express route, there we go. Now, it looks like it's raining off of it. That's kind of funny. So, at this point, mobs should begin spawning up there. Like that. And there you go. It's easy as that. Now, what I usually do in a situation like this is I go ahead and make a little frame for a door. Let's see. There we go. And let's grab a door out of the creative inventory here. And there we go. Already producing lots and lots of good mob drops. Easy as can be. Now, one other thing to keep in mind, and this goes for right here as well, because, again, you want the mobs spawning inside the spawning area, not outside of it. So one thing that you need to make sure that you do is while you're building the roof, see, right here, this is the problem right here. Need torches up here. Because this is a flat surface that is easily the best place for mobs to spawn. But you don't want them spawning here, you want them spawning inside. And I'm not touching those creepers because I don't want them blowing this up. Now, especially during the day, because during the day, there's no other place for a mob to spawn except inside of a cave or inside this box right here. Let's see. Grab a bow. That way I can shoot these creepers without them blowing up. Hey! Get out of here. Yeah, jump off there. There you go. Good job. Well done. Hey, come here. Come here, creeper. Bye. Bye. Even with the one layer of water, it's still high enough up to kill him. Which is exactly what you want. Come on. Oh, don't lose interest. Come here. You too, spider. Oh, you can go that way then. Alright, so there we go. We've got the completed mob spawner. Did me wonders in my skyblock, and hopefully it'll do wonders for you as well. Let's see. Let's check the bottom and see. Yeah, see, there we go. Alright, so that is how you do it. Let's go back into the lab here. Alright, so if you have enjoyed this tutorial and have found it informative, and I certainly hope you have because that's really the goal, please do comment, subscribe if you haven't, because I am going to be doing more of these tutorials very soon. And make sure that you slap that like button like it stole something, and we will catch you guys next time.